Welcome to this session on emotional intelligence, your path to wholehearted living. Picture yourself on an airplane, where a slight change in direction can mean the difference between reaching your destination or veering off course. Our emotional lives work much the same way. Small shifts in how we understand and manage our feelings can dramatically alter the course of our relationships, careers, and personal growth. So, what is emotional intelligence? It is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our emotions and influence those of others. It's about becoming emotionally agile. It's the capacity to adapt, respond, and shift our emotional responses in a way that serves us and enhances our relationships. EQ doesn't just help us cope with life challenges. It doesn't just help us hold on. It enables us to grow through our challenges, to strengthen our personal mastery because we see the hiccups, the challenges, and we grow from it. It builds our resilience because we learn what worked, what didn't, and it creates lasting impact in all areas of our life. There's a proverb that says, getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. Now, EQ is a form of wisdom that helps us navigate life with understanding and discernment. So here's why EQ is so crucial on your journey. First up, for success, EQ is an essential tool for thriving in both personal and professional settings. It's not just about IQ or technical skills. Emotional intelligence helps us navigate the complexities of human interaction, manage our responses under pressure, and foster environments where creativity, collaboration, and innovation can flourish. EQ empowers us to lead, influence, and connect in ways that elevate our success in all spheres. Secondly, for your journey, it's beneficial for your health. Emotions are more than just feelings. They are a direct impact on our mental and physical health. When we struggle to manage our emotions, stress builds up, leading to burnout, with our burnout culture so rife, anxiety, and even physical health problems. We all know this. EQ provides the tools to reduce stress by helping us reframe our situations, stay calm in difficult circumstances, and practice self-regulation. Yes, not only for kids. By understanding and managing our emotional triggers, we can protect our well-being, increase our resilience, and thrive in the face of life's challenges. Thirdly, it's beneficial for our relationships. At the heart of every meaningful relationship is communication, empathy, and understanding. EQ improves these foundational elements, making us better listeners, more attuned to others' needs, and capable of creating deep connections. Fulfilling, right? Whether it's in the workplace, with your friends, or with family, EQ empowers us to build trust, resolve conflict, and foster authentic bonds that last. And fourthly, it's beneficial for social awareness. In our increasingly interconnected world, understanding social dynamics is key to navigating social interactions effectively. Because EQ helps us read social cues, recognize the emotions of others, and respond in ways that foster collaboration and trust. It enables us to step into others' shoes, offering support and compassion, and creating a sense of community, much of what we have lost in our modern world. As we develop our social awareness, we build bridges across differences and create environments where mutual respect and understanding can thrive. Ultimately, developing your EQ is about more than just understanding your feelings. It's about harnessing that understanding to live a fuller, more connected, and empowered life. Because you can utilize what you have inside. This journey to greater emotional intelligence is an ongoing process, one that leads to a deeper connection within yourself, with others, and the world around you. May it be so. So reflect. How would you explain EQ in your own words to someone? And how can understanding your emotions improve your relationships? Make it practical. Let's move on. Your path to emotional intelligence has 3 key steps. The first one is understanding your emotional compass. Okay? What will guide you in understanding what you're feeling? Then secondly, how to map your emotional territory to understand what it is that I'm feeling. And then learning to navigate all conditions that you're going to find yourself in, because that is what EQ helps us with. Makes us wise to be able to do that, right? Okay, so step 1, understanding your emotional compass. What guides us? So think of emotional intelligence as your internal navigation system. Just like a pilot needs instruments to fly safely, you need tools to navigate your emotional world. Here's what makes up your emotional navigation system. One well-known model, created by Daniel Goleman, divides emotional intelligence into two main parts. The first one is personal competence, like you can see on this image, and then social competence. Learning and mastering both of these areas can give us a holistic way, a form, and help us succeed in our personal and professional lives. So the personal competence part includes two important things. Firstly, self-awareness. Think of self-awareness as your inner compass, guiding you towards true north. It allows you to recognize your emotions as they arise, giving you the clarity to understand how they influence your thoughts, actions, and decisions. True self-awareness goes beyond just noticing how you feel in the moment, like I'm angry at the taxi driver. It is about understanding the deeper layers of why you feel that way. What about the taxi driver driving in front of me made me angry? Deeper layers of why you feel that way. And then how those emotions shape your responses. How do I then want to respond to the taxi driver? Or do I want to respond from who I am and not what the situation makes you to be? Your choice. It's also about developing a strong sense of self-confidence, because the more we understand of ourselves, the more confident we are to display it, okay, or to exhibit it, or to use it. So knowing not only what you excel at, but also recognizing the areas for growth, the things that you're not so good at, you can still be confident, because you can say, you know what, I'm not as good in this, but I'm going to try, because I can see this and that, but let me try this one. You're still confident regardless of a situation you're unfamiliar with. So the unfamiliarity doesn't make us insecure. Okay, does that make sense? So we're still secure in who we are and confident because we have cognizance, understanding of things that we are capable of and of our value. So let's try this unfamiliar thing. It's okay. Okay, that is a mastery, the personal mastery. Okay, so this clarity empowers you to act with purpose. Okay, and make intentional choices. So if you understand these things about yourself, you can understand how to live according to your purpose, who you are meant to be. Yeah. It helps you to make intentional choices, not being pushed as to what others do or what the situation makes you do. And align your actions with your core values, okay, where you're heading to, ultimately helping you move forward with greater wisdom and emotional agility. I love this psalm that says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts." Self-awareness starts with inviting God to help us understand ourselves better, including our emotions and intentions. So the second part of the personal competence area is self-management. So after self-awareness, we need to manage what we have become aware of, okay? So think of self-management as your emotional throttle control, helping you regulate your reactions, not only for children, and regulate and navigate life with intentionality, okay? Because you understand, now you can manage. It's the ability to manage your emotions in real time, responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Okay, responding from who you are, who you're wanting to be, what you think the situation needs, what you want to be for relationships, not just everywhere, impulsively. It's about taking responsibility for how you act, owning it, even in challenging situations, and adapting what needs to be with resilience when life doesn't go as planned. Okay. You know how to curb and help yourself. Self-management provides the emotional steadiness needed to stay grounded, avoiding the overwhelm that can lead to destructive reactions. And when we practice self-management, we create a buffer between our emotions and our actions. Isn't that nice? When you practice self-management, we create a buffer between our emotions and actions, allowing us to choose to respond. Choose how you're going to respond with clarity, wisdom, and grace, no matter the circumstance. Isn't that a dream? Very powerful. It is able, you're able. Okay. So on the other hand, now we've done the personal competence part with self-awareness and self-management. The other one is social competence, and that has also got two key aspects. The first one is relationship management. Relationship management, this is your ability to navigate relationships with ease, creating and maintaining meaningful connections while fostering collaboration and mutual respect. Okay. Because remember now, the first steps is self-awareness, self-management, then it's relationship management. So we can communicate effectively, have meaningful connection, have collaboration and mutual respect, because we are self-aware of understanding who we are, who we're not. We don't have to be for this person, and who this person don't have to be for us. And we can manage ourselves accordingly, respecting the person for who they are. They don't have to be something different for me, and I don't have to be something different for them. Okay. So self-awareness, self-management, all of that happened before, and now I can have smoother relationships. Okay. Mutual respect, collaboration, better meaningful connection and communication, inspiring and motivating others, and working together towards shared goals. Because we can acknowledge each other's differences, our goals doesn't have to look exactly the same, and that's okay. It's even interesting. Okay. It also involves handling disagreements with grace, finding peaceful resolutions that strengthen rather than damage the bond. Okay. Because again, self-awareness, self-management, I can become aware of what I am feeling. I can have empathy for that. I can understand where that comes from. I can reshape that, reframe that into my truth so that I don't live out of my lies. And then I can choose to respond to self-management from who I am. Also self-management and relationship management, respecting who that person is and where they're coming from, and that is not your fault. Okay. And the way they are behaving is from where they are at, not a reflection of who you are. Remember, they're not defining you. You don't have to react to it. And so when they are in a disagreement with you, or they don't like something, remember, their actions isn't a definition of who you are. It's just an expression of their opinion and their perception. So to step back, to stop, to say, sure, I see you're doing this and this and that, or you're seeing it like this and that and that and the other. I'm seeing it like this and that. Wow, that's different. How can we work together to move forward? Because that's what I want to do. I want to move forward with you. So we come together and look at the problem and move forward with the solution, instead of looking at each other as the problem to go away, for us to get our way. If that makes sense. So strong, lasting relationships are rooted in humility, patience, and love. Qualities that form the foundation for managing interactions and resolving conflicts in a way that promotes growth and understanding. And listen, humility, patience, and love, those three things, they work at you, right? But with self-awareness and self-management, if you work with humility, why do you need to be boosting yourself? What is lacking behind it? Where do you still feel unworthy, that you are needing to boost yourself to crave the acceptance and affirmations of others, because it's perhaps still wounded inside of you that you don't feel worthy unless you get praised? That's the enemy of humility. And patience. You're impatient. You're wanting it to have been done yesterday because you're needing something. And perhaps if you understand what you're needing, you can see that it's threatening an unmet need in you. And that unmet need takes you to, well, am I not important enough? Or does nobody care? Okay. And then obviously love. To really love somebody else is to love yourself. It takes a journey to really love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. But you need to understand yourself to accept yourself and love yourself, right? So it's a journey. Self-awareness, self-management in humility, patience, and love. Wow, what a journey. Okay, I can attest to that. And all of us can, right? We've all walked the journey with humility, patience, and love. Okay, so with these principles, we can turn challenges into opportunities to deepen our connections and build trust. Okay. And then the social competence part, okay, of the emotional intelligence model. The emotional intelligence, remember, has got personal competence and social competence. And now we're at the second part of the social competence, which is social awareness. So we've covered self-awareness, self-management, relationship management, and now we're with social awareness. So if ever we get problems in the social awareness area or the relationship management area, do start with self-awareness and then work your way through self-management and to the other areas again. Not because you need to go find problems with yourself. No, believe me, many people are also the problem in a situation, but it's the empowering thing to do, to understand what is happening for me, because you can't control them. You can't know what's going on in their mind. What you can understand is what you're feeling, what you're needing, where that comes from, shape it into your truth and respond from that and move forward, right? So we start with self-awareness, then self-management, relationship management, and social awareness. Social awareness is your radar for tuning into others' emotions and understanding their perspectives. It's the ability to empathize with how others feel, navigating social situations with ease, because it's not about you. There isn't pressure for you to be something for someone or for yourself, because you understand everyone is having their own narratives at that point in time. Okay, we're all trying to figure out and manage our own narratives in our head. Okay, so it's the ability to empathize with how others feel, navigate social situations with ease, and recognize the dynamics of power and influence within groups. So not to give your power away when somebody else comes with a manipulating stance or or when you feel so uncomfortable that you're easily manipulated because you want to avoid something uncomfortable or want to please others to feel accepted or bonding or belonging, right? Yeah, so with power plays in groups, social awareness helps with, because you can see what's happening and you understand that those people are doing it for their own woundedness, their own wanting their way, wanting their voice to be the loudest, or other people being stubborn, they don't want to, because they also feel that nobody cares, I need to push my own opinion, yeah, because otherwise people are going to walk over me. So that's a seesaw effect. Okay, so we want to get to a balanced form of saying, sure, I see that is what you're wanting to do, yet I am also seeing it like this. How can we include that, or how can we move forward differently, perhaps? So it's about seeing beyond surface interactions and attuning to the deeper needs and emotions that actually guides behavior in people. Social awareness calls us to practice genuine care and understanding, responding to others with empathy, authenticity, and a picking up, a deep observation, not just being so occupied with yourself, but being observant, and a deep sense of connection. One can connect with a stranger in a second if one can calm down and be present and authentic. It allows us to build stronger, more trusting relationships, fostering an environment where people feel seen, heard, and valued. Okay. Emotional intelligence isn't just about knowing feelings. It's about changing how we act based on that knowledge. Okay, many people tell me, yeah, I know these things. I know emotional intelligence. But then one doesn't see it happening because why? It's uncomfortable to journey with what these 4 steps asks of us, all right? To understand, why do I behave in this way? Because I feel that. What about the situation makes me feel that way? Where does that come from? So that's uncomfortable, but it's empowering. Okay. So when we can understand our emotions, we can control our actions. And taking a moment to think and reflect when we're feeling strong emotions helps us make better choices and become more aware of ourselves and others. Managing emotions with wisdom allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively.